Misty Bells, my fairy treasures. Oh, you guys like my nails? I'm having fun with my nails. I love it. Anyway, okay, you guys, what I wanted to share with you, I'm going to do a tutorial today, is how I made these. And I love doing artwork like this. And I love, it's like your trash to treasure type of artwork. Because, you know, let me just make sure if I can't come in a little closer and stay in frame still. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I love making these. These are some canvases that I got from, where'd I get? From like Michael's, when you get a bunch of them in a pack. In fact, they have 10 for $12 right now at Joann's. I'm going to run over there and get those before that sale goes off, because that's a really good price. That's like $1, little more than $1 canvas, like $1.10 or something a canvas, or $1.20. So anyway, what I love this is I call these my little trashy canvases, because you're, and it's very much similar to the Finnabar stuff. So, you know, it's not like it's my idea or anything like that, but I love doing this kind of stuff. Like where this Believe is, these are the Dollar Tree at Christmas time. Those little sparkly Believes that you can get for $1 a piece, or sometimes you can get 2 for $1. That's what that is. Isn't that cool? You can take all these things that are basically things that people could want to throw away or don't all go together, and make it all go together. And so I'm going to show you the process. I'll show you a few more things. Like these birds right here, those were those sparkly birds, like Christmas tree decorations. These were here. This is this angel, or little fairy or angel here. And this piece, these are pieces that I created myself. I poured my own, made my own molds, and then poured my own ceramics into the mold. What do I use? I use plaster of Paris and glue. I mix them together and I pour them into the molds. But I made my own molds for those. This is a broken jewelry bit, broken jewelry bit, broken jewelry bit. This is some more stuff. I made the molds and then plaster of Paris. Another little piece of jewelry, or it might be yeah, I think it's a piece of jewelry. Another one from a mold, this little heart that I did. I absolutely love this. I think I made the mold of this, and I think this was a mold of a broken like necklace that was on, and it was the heart of it. So you can see what I'm saying. And behind here, this texture, a lot of it is burlap, and it's burlap, pieces of paper, cardboard, pattern paper, all kinds of cool stuff. So some cheesecloth, and it's really cool to get this texture going first, and then you build up, and then you put your pieces on, and then you'll have like all this stuff with all different colors, like a mishmash, and that's what it looks like. But then you take gesso, which I don't use gesso. I actually use Kills. I'm going to show you, hopefully that thing's on. This is what it looks like. I've talked about this before. Kills latex. Okay? And it is, you buy it at Home Depot. You can buy a gallon of this for like $12, $13. It lasts you forever. And it works just like gesso. I mean, it's a primer. So it is gesso, like a gesso. And you gesso this whole thing, or you can use the Kills. And then you spray on your colors. Like on this one, I used Dilutions, Vibrant Turquoise. I used some Tattered Angels. This color, I love this color. I think I also used, oh, and then I make up my own too. And I will talk about that. And I'll talk about that at the end of this video, I'll talk about how I make my own. I used a thing called watercolor, and you get that at Blick's. And this is a purple that I use. So I'm using a mixture of these two purples. I like this brown. I use it out of that stuff called watercolor that you get, and you can make your own sprays. And then what, did I use another color, or was that it? That was the 3 colors I used. Okay. Oh, and I also actually threw in a greenish color. Yeah, this lime green that I made. I actually threw that in with the turquoise, and it turned it kind of cool. I think, I'm trying to see where that happened. That might have happened like over here. So, let's get started. I'm going to show you how I do these. And I'm probably going to do quite a few videos on these, because I love making these, and I'd like to make a lot. I want to make these and make them for my house, and also for gifts for Christmas. So you guys are going to see a lot of these being made. So it's super important that I get my butt over to what do you call it? Joann's. Is it Joann's? Yeah, and get those canvases since they're so dirt cheap right now. And to get 10 of them, that was a way better deal than it was at Michael's when I bought them last time. Okay, so what I like to use is a thing called matte medium. Okay, and but you can also use Mod Podge because it's not going to make a difference. The reason I like matte medium is because it makes it a paintable surface. But it's not going to matter. It's going to be a paintable surface anyway when we're all done because we're going to use the Kills or the gesso afterwards. But I love this stuff, so I'm going to use this to start out with. And then I probably will turn to some tacky glue also. And I also like to use hot glue in this situation too. So there'll be quite a few different glues as we go along. And I will let you know when I change glues. Okay. All right, you know what, you guys, just one second. I gotta change this water. I'll be right back. Who is it?
I don't know. They're not going to put crooks around.
I know.
Got a fucking nice girl. We're going to steal it. Coach, exactly where you live, you stupid fuck.
Kyle, I'm making a video. All right. Hope you guys didn't hear all that. My husband was yelling about a neighbor who blasts his radio. Anyway, hope you guys didn't hear all that. He was using some not good language. Okay. Anyway. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to, I should talk about this. The reason I have these two, okay, this is a canvas, an 8x10 canvas, just like the other one. This is a top of a book, and I dismantled it, and I have another one for the bottom, and this is going to be the cover for my junk journal that I'm working on. It's a fairy junk journal. So I want the fairy junk journal to look like, I want the page to look like a mixed media, what do I call it? I call it salvaged art. That's what I like to call this kind of art. Salvaged art. I'm going to write that word down because I always forget. I love that word. Salvaged art. So anyway, I want the cover to look like a salvaged art piece. So that's why I'm doing, and also you guys, if you're going to do one piece, you might as well do two at a time. And because you have all this out, so you might as well, it saves you time. And you can have double the fun. So, okay, so the first thing we're going to do, let me make sure where I'm at. Make sure you guys are seeing everything. Let me see if you guys can see down here. Okay, I'm going to take tissue paper. And I'm going to sit down. Okay, so we're going to take tissue paper, and that's the first layer for texture. So the first thing I'm going to do is just create texture. And that's the only thing I need to be worrying about right now is just texture. And I'll show you guys something. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I get these buckets at Dollar Tree, and I fill them up full of what I need to work with by kind of like by category. So that's just a bunch of pieces of textural things that I have collected. And that goes all in that bucket. And so when I want to do some work like this, to do this salvaged art, which is what I like to call it, then I can just go to that bucket, bring it to my table, work out of it, and then put the bucket back on my shelf. So, and I just think it's a really nice way to organize yourself, and then a really nice way to organize yourself, and just be able to bring your stuff right to your table with you. Okay, and the tissue paper is so thin that you can go right over it. That's what I love about the tissue paper. Also, make sure that you go over the edge. It doesn't have to be evenly over the edge, just here and there, go over the edge. Because we're also going to use hot glue as texture. And I'll show you guys that, which is really cool. And I do a lot of that hot glue texturing on the sides. So. Okay. go. I'm going to do this for a little bit. I am going to turn off the camera, which you guys won't really be able to tell I turned off the camera because I'll just appear back on. But just so you don't have to watch me do this part here for the whole time. But what I'll do is I'll finish this canvas up, and then I'm going to go over to the book cover page here, and I'll do that off camera so you guys don't have to watch that the whole time. But I just get a kick out of doing this salvaged art. I just love it. I want to start doing some really big pieces, and I want to do it on some big pieces of wood, which I think will be fabulous. I also draw, so I need to do some drawings. I have some drawings, some girls in my head that I want to draw and put into my other mixed media type of artwork that I like to do. If you've been watching my channel, you've seen some of my stuff that I like to do. I like to do like a collage background with calendar and magazine pieces and all this, and I turn all those pieces with paint into something else. So something may start out as maybe a pant leg, and it ends up being a bridge. And that's a whole background that I do with magazine pieces and calendar pieces. And then I change it with acrylic paint, and that's my background. And then I put my image, whatever I've drawn, on top of it. So it's pretty cool. So I want to do a video on that. I got a lot of mixed media videos coming up. And in between that, you guys know I've picked up knitting and spinning, so I do that also. I stay busy. The knitting's fun because I can just do that with my husband in the evening time. So I spend about 2 hours every night while we're watching TV, and it's a it's a nice art. It's a nice art form that you can do with your husband, right, or your family. But a lot of times we have to be in our craft rooms by ourselves, and we're away from everybody because it's. Look, like this project, I can't be in the living room doing this. Well, I could, but all my stuff's in my craft room, so I don't want to like bring the stuff in and bring the stuff out. I know a few people who have their craft room in their living room, and it's not a bad idea. I mean, the fact that kind of we make a lot of messes, so you could make your living room kind of messy, but then you're with your family and stuff, so that's kind of cool. Okay. So there is number one. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this one up off camera. I'm going to push that one aside. I'm going to do the book cover off camera, and then we'll be back. Okay, guys. I am back with, and I finished up, I'll work on it like this, since this is how I had it before. It doesn't really matter. Let me make sure I'm in frame. Make sure you guys are seeing everything. Okay, so I went ahead and I put pattern pieces. That's our first set of texture. I put that there. Applied it to both of them, and then I dried it. Next thing I want to do is use some cheesecloth. Okay, and you guys, they have this at Walmart. Dirt cheap. $3 or $4. You can buy a big pack of cheesecloth. If you ever see cheesecloth like this at like thrift stores, because you'll start seeing it when you go if you shop at thrift stores like I do, you'll see this. People are always just selling packs of cheesecloth for $1.25, 50 cents, whatever. Always pick them up because they're great for texture. Now, I decided for this I'm going to use Eileen's Tacky with a little bit of water mixed in it, just because it's pretty thick, to glue down this this cheesecloth. See how it just glues it down really good? The other stuff, the matte medium, is not heavy enough to glue this down. So, and then I have a really interesting way to show you guys how I glue down like heavier pieces with actually hot glue. And what I like to do, like that little fairy or angel that you saw on my piece, what I do is I take a little bit of a piece of a napkin, a little piece, I hot glue that down onto where I want it on the canvas, and then I hot glue that down, then I put hot glue on top of that, and then I put the ceramic fairy on top of that, or a metal piece. And what happens is that piece of tissue is the buffer that will glue down, it's the buffer that's in between that will glue down the ceramic piece, because ceramic and just ceramic with directly hot glue or metal with hot glue won't stay. So, and that'll become more clear if I'm being confusing right now when we get to that point. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm excited. I love doing this kind of stuff. Okay, I'm going to spread this out a little bit more, but it might be too late. Let's see if we can get it to spread. Nah, we can't. All right, we'll just create texture. And that's the fun thing about this kind of stuff. There is no mistakes. In fact, the more mistakes, the better. The more that you're a little haphazard with this kind of stuff, the better. The less perfect you are, the better. Which is so cool. I love it. Let's put this piece over here somewhere. Okay. Also, keep some baby wipes handy, which I like to get mine at the Dollar Tree, because they're nice and cheap. Just to always keep wiping off your hands while you're doing stuff like this, because they'll be getting sticky, and it's hard to work with sticky hands, and it's not fun to work with sticky hands, in my opinion. So, okay. Look at that nice texture that we got on there. Love it. All right, we're going to put some texture over here. So some more cheesecloth. And we'll put that right there. I'm going to get some more of the tacky glue. Got to get that out. And you can work with your tacky glue without watering it down, but mine is, I don't know if it's always this thick, but mine is like super, super thick. It's like too thick. So if your Eileen's tacky is too thick, like mine is, water it down a little bit. I think it always is really thick, but anyway, it's too thick for me. Just a second, I'm have my little water bottle, watering that down. Okay. Just mixing up my water and my Eileen's tacky. I love Eileen's tacky. That stuff's a bomb. But see how different glues, as we all know, are for different things. Also, if you don't have any Eileen's and you only have some Mod Podge, that would work on this too, on this section. Also, the Mod Podge would work for all of it. The Mod Podge would work for gluing down the pattern paper. It would work for gluing this down. You could use Mod Podge for that whole thing. I actually don't have any Mod Podge. Believe it or not. Well, because you know what? When I use if I use something like Mod Podge, you know what I do? I have a big thing of Elmer's glue. Like a big gallon of it, and I use Elmer's glue with a little bit of water for Mod Podge. So that's exactly why I don't have any Mod Podge. Who told me about that? Said it's very similar, she thought, in her opinion. The Frugal Crafter? Yeah, she's the one who told me about that. She doesn't use, she bought a big gallon of, she always buys a big gallon of glue, school glue, and uses that as her Mod Podge and adds a little water. I'm like, yeah, okay. If it's good for the Frugal Crafter, it's good for me. So that's what I started to do. But as you can see, I have a lot of different glues that I like to use. Okay. So there's just no mistakes here at all. Okay. So after this step, for sure, like before I just used a blow dryer, my blow dryer or my or your air dryer, your blow dryer, whatever you're using to dry it with. I did that last time, but for this, because it's thicker and heavier, we're just gonna let this sit and dry it, and I'll come back in a couple of hours. So but when we're gonna let this dry, I won't go on without when I come back on, we'll be at this point still, so that you guys can see the next step. And I like doing these videos in real time, because then you get at least get some sense of how long it really takes. You get to see all the steps. And nothing against fast forwarding. That's kind of cool too. That has its point in time too. But when you want to learn something, sometimes it skips the steps a little fast, or the person's not talking, so it's not being explained. So, and when you're doing it slower like this, I can give you all the little tips, like how I just told you about the Elmer's glue, if you want to use that as Mod Podge, you know. It especially pays off when you go ahead and buy a big gallon of it, and you can use your coupon at Joann's. I think that's where I bought it, yeah, and I used my coupon, so it was like $15, but with my coupon it was only like, I don't know, $7 or $8 for a gallon of Elmer's glue, which I just add a little water and use as my Mod Podge. So, pretty cool. Wherever I can use dupes, you guys, I do, because you know what? It's art, and we like to do a lot of it, and we buy a lot of products. We spend a lot of money on our crafts, so where we can save money, I think that's awesome. Okay. See if I have enough glue left on my thing here. Okay, let me just make sure I have enough glue left here. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we got enough glue left. Okay, so this is enough of this texture on here. So we're going to let this, you know, I want to do a little bit more right here. Just see this spot here needs it. So just a second, let me get some more Eileen's Tacky going here really quickly. Okay, now let's put some texture right here. I just felt like there needed to be a little more texture there. Okay, so at this point, if I was you, you could dry it with your dryer or your hot gun, but I would just let this dry. Every time I want to just let it dry, I see something else I want to add more texture to. I want to add more texture right here. Okay, so this will be the last little piece where we're adding texture. Well, we're going to add more texture on top of this. We're not done with texture whatsoever. But we do need to let this dry. So as soon as I get this glued down here, we need to let this dry. And I will come back after this dries with the next part. Let's put that down here. Yeah, because that's going to be your best bet with this, because this is all pretty thick and a lot. It's very tacky and very gluey. Even if you were to use your hot gun or your blow dryer, it's a lot going on. So let me look at my time really quick. Yeah, my time's about to go too. But anyway, the next thing we're going to do when we come back, we're going to use some cardboard, which we will tear off. We'll use the corrugated part, you know, so we'll tear this off and use the corrugated part, okay? Even when it's uneven and stuff, it'll look really cool, and we'll just tear off pieces and we'll put that. We'll be layering some stuff together. We'll be using some like paper bag as texture. We'll be using some of this. This is a placemat or something. I got this from the thrift store. I don't know what the heck it is, but it's some good texture. So we'll be using some of that. I also might throw in some tissue paper. You can also use napkins. You can also use toilet paper. Toilet paper is another good piece of texture. So, and I may not use the toilet paper or the paper towel, but I wanted to show you, or the tissue paper, because I have enough on here. I want to go to some other textures. But if you don't have these things I'm saying, you could simply go in your bathroom, get tissue paper, or go get your toilet paper, go in your kitchen, get the paper towels. You can use tissue paper and create texture also, okay? So I just want to show you these for some extra stuff. But the next thing we're going to be going into corrugated cardboard. We're going to be going into this. So we got some fun textures. Oh, and some burlap too, because I got burlap going on. So, okay, you guys. So, we're going to let this dry, and I will see you guys back here. Okay, guys, we're to this point now. I went ahead and I off camera, finished gluing all of the cheesecloth on top of the pattern paper. So we're creating texture. That's all we're trying to do is create texture right now. We're going to create some more texture. But you do want to be aware of where you're going to put some of your pieces at, especially like things like this that need to sit maybe kind of flat. This is Bella, B-E-L-I-A, which I think means pretty. And then, and this is a piece I got from Dollar Tree. Usually get 2 for $1 at Christmas time. So, and I'm almost out of all these kind of pieces. So I'm so glad that they're going to be getting Christmas stuff in pretty soon. And I will pick up tons of these again. I'll spend about a good $20 on those. Okay, and then this one, I think Christy Nitro gave this to me. So thanks, girl. And I'm going to put Blast at the top of this one. And remember, this is going to be the cover for my junk journal. And this is just going to be another altered canvas that I'll be hanging on my wall in my house. One second, you guys. I want to keep the holes going on my, this is my junk journal page, or junk journal cover. I want to keep the holes going so I know where they're at so I don't put stuff right over them. So anyway, so that's neat. And you need to know things like that. Like if you need things to sit a little bit flat, like the title here in the middle, you might want to do that. So that's why I have these pieces out. Doesn't matter what color you have, because everything after we're done placing all this, it's going to look a mess, like a hot mess. But we're going to take a gesso, or I take Kills, and we'll white everything out, and then we'll use our sprays to do all the coloring. So, but we're a little ways from that. So at the top, I want these to sit on top of some potato sack bag stuff. What do you call this? Jute. On the top of burlap. That's the word. Ooh, I never could think of that word. So I'm going to cut this here to fit at the top of there. Cut this one to fit at the top of here. Okay. Also, I got this burlap from Dollar Tree. I love it. It was actually opened up and kind of tattered looking. And the guy was like, "Do you want this?" I said, "Perfect." So I'm going to make it look a little more tattered by taking some pieces off. There we go. And we're going to hot glue these down here. And they're going to stay perfectly fine because everything is porous enough that it'll accept the glue. And when things aren't porous enough to accept the glue, like they'll just come right up, I'll show you we're going to have a buffer in between. And the buffer we're going to use in between, like something that's ceramic or metal, is going to be cheesecloth, which is going to be a cool texture underneath. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's hot glue these here at the top. I know a lot of people don't use hot glue when they use this kind of stuff. They use some other type of glue. But what I love about the hot glue, if something like this, fabric or paper, will glue onto surface, what I like about it is it's instant. You don't have less drying time. There's already enough drying time, as you guys have seen. Oh, here's another really good tip. See this right here? It's a Betty Crocker, like, little scoop thing to use for cakes to get, like, all the rest of the cake batter out of the cakes. You can use it for a hot glue thing to go like that instead of burning the hell out of your fingers. I love it. I have a couple of them. One for each room for my art studio, where I'm at right now, and then one for my craft room. And I think I picked up another one in case I lose one, or, you know. Because tools like this, you know, cost you $4 or $5 if you bought it at Michael's, and they said they were made for this. So you find this in the at Dollar Tree in the kitchen section. I thought I was being original when I did that, and then I seen who did I see? Oh my God, I can't think of her name. Just slipped my head. I can see her face, and I can't think of her name. Anyway, I saw another one of my fellow YouTubers did the same idea, and I'm like, oh, I guess you weren't so original, Angela. I thought I was. Every time you think that you're doing something original, you're like, you find out, no, you're not original at all. Okay. So, we're just hot gluing this on. Another cool texture is we're going to use hot glue as a texture. Like this. This is a paper toilet paper roll, and that's all hot glue. Isn't that so cool? and then you go back, and then you paint it all black, and then you go back up with metallic paints. Fabulous. See? So we're going to do that same texture on here, so that's going to be a whole nother texture. And you can create that with your hot glue gun. Isn't that so cool? I love it. Okay. And on this one, I'm keeping in mind where my holes are, which I still have my holes. And if I end up covering my holes up, I can still punch them back through, but I'm gonna make sure I stay away from the holes, because I need those holes to be there so I can put all my junk journal pages together and my cover and my top together. So I'll just make it a lot easier on myself if I don't cover up my holes. Okay, so now we have that, and since we know that we want this to go on top of here, we're just going to go ahead and hot glue this on top right now. Okay. You have to go really quick with the hot glue because it dries quickly, as we all know. Okay. And that'll stay nicely on top of there because you have something that's kind of like wooden. It's not even wooden, it's like fabric feeling on top of that jute. So everything's porous enough. Or is it that it's not porous? Anyway, you guys know what the hell I mean. Okay, that's on there nice. Okay, so over here we're going to put the Bella. Okay. I had so many. I had faith, hope, love. I had so many of these, and I used them on so many projects throughout the year that I'm all out. So sad. And I think on these ones, you got them 2 for $1. On your bigger pieces like this, that were from Christmas from Dollar Tree, those were, I think, $1 each, so. Which is still a great price. Because Walmart had some stuff that has love, and they're in wood and all that. They're $1.50 a piece. And at Michael's and Joann's, you probably pay, I don't know, $2 or $3 a piece. So, $1 is really cheap. That's why I'll probably spend maybe 30, maybe even 30, 40 bucks in these kind of pieces. At least 20 bucks. But probably about $30. Get 30 different ones of these titles. So I can use them in my mixed media. Okay, did that glue down finally? Yep. Perfect. That glued down there. I'm going to put some more right here. Just a second, I'm loading up my glue gun again. Just a second. Let's put a big glob of glue under that L. And I should be using my thing here so I don't burn the hell out of myself. Okay. Yep, that's all glued down. That's glued down good. That's glued down. Everything's glued down. I'm going to glue down this one other little piece really quick. Okay. Sorry, I'm out of frame. We'll put that back down. Like I said, there's all these different heavier duty compounds to glue down pieces like this, but then you have to wait for drying time. As long as you have pieces that will glue down to each other, like paper to fabric to cardboard, stuff like that will all dry down. It will all, not dry down, will all stick with hot glue. Because this is, even though this is plastic, I'm gluing it to burlap, so that's why it'll glue. And you guys all know that. Okay, so next, let's put some texture stuff down. I want to build something that's going to sit either in the middle or on the side, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're going to start with a cardboard base. Also, this piece of cardboard here, the corrugated part. You can take any piece of cardboard, as you guys all know, and kind of rip it up and then get the corrugated parts. And I like the unevenness of this, so I'm not going to take all the pieces off it. That's going to be a side piece that we're going to put, like, maybe there. Probably will go right there. Okay? But I want to use this as a base, and I need 2 of them. We'll split this in half for both of them. Let me cut this up. Okay, so then let's take take that off. Let's use some scissors. You can also buy corrugated cardboard pieces, which I have some pieces, and I have some colors that I probably won't even use, and I can't find them. So as soon as I do, I'm going to throw them in my mixed media stuff. Okay, I like how textury that looks and how uneven that looks, so we're going to leave that one like that. Now we're going to do the same thing to here. And you could do this perfectly too, but we're looking for texture when you're doing this, when you're doing mixed media work like this. As I call it, salvaged art. Okay. Alright, and I love it. I love all this texture right here. It's fabulous. You can't buy this? Okay. So now we have this piece, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this out of the way because we're going to build some things. So let me move this out of the way for a second. So we have this. Let me get some of the papers out of the way. Get that out of the way. Let me make sure I'm in frame. So we have those two pieces there. Okay, and then we're going to, I have some burlap. This is a burlap, big, huge burlap bags that are like really huge, like potato sacks, which I'm going to use those for, I'm going to fill them up with newspaper and use them as my fall decor. I got them at a 99-cent store a long time ago, and I bought like 10 of them. So I'd have burlap forever. But I've never thought about actually using the burlap bags, but duh. Okay, so I need 2 of these. All right, and we may save that piece. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to create these like little things that we're going to build up, and then we're going to put something on top of it, and probably one of the birds or butterflies. We'll see. Okay, so there we go with that. Here's some more cool textural pieces. And there we go. And you want to maybe do it unevenly, so that it doesn't look all like it's cut, like it's ripped. Okay? And we may put that piece like right there. And maybe that piece will go right here. Like that. And maybe this will go like that, and this will go like, maybe like that. We'll see. We're going to hot glue all this together. And then I love paper bags. This actually isn't a paper bag. You can just use a brown paper bag. This is actually some, what do you call it? Postal wrap paper. I think I got it at Dollar Tree. And we're going to add that in here. So we'll probably add that like right there or in between this and that. Yeah, that's what we're probably going to do, like this. And I want this piece like this to kind of like curl up. Okay, like that. And we'll cut another one of those pieces over here. Okay, or tear it. What am I doing? Cutting. I don't want cutting. Tearing. Again, let's tear that too, so it looks just kind of uneven. And we'll I want this to kind of curl up. It looks really cool in the project. And we will put that piece like maybe in between there, like that. Let me see. What else do we have? I think that's enough for now with this. I don't think there's anything else that I want to put in there textural wise. No, this is good. Okay, so we're gonna hot glue these all together. So let's take this one out. We'll do this one first. And I kind of like the way this is all arranged. So let's just keep it arranged like that and just lift it up a little bit and put the hot glue in. Okay. Glue that down. Because once you have the pieces kind of arranged, just leave them there. And just put your hot glue. I love hot glue. Hot glue is everything. I need to put that on a shirt. Hot glue is everything. You know what? That would be a good shirt. Ooh, that was... Okay. There we go. And then I think I need to glue some of this down here. Let's glue this down. Bam. Glue down. There we go. Let's glue this down like right here. But we're not going to glue that piece down. I want that looking like that. And then we'll glue this down. And if the glue seeps up in between all this type of stuff because it has holes in it, perfect. More texture. Make sure too, you guys are always looking around, like whenever you're in the kitchen or you're at a store or you're anywhere. If you find something that has an interesting texture, bring it home, throw it in your texture bucket of just a bunch of cool scraps. Like I have this little bucket from Dollar Tree. Look, it's filled with a bunch of cool stuff that I can just rip up and use for texture and for backgrounds and all of that. So, okay. All right, so we got this one, okay? This is fabulous. In fact, let's rip this off so we can have a little more texture up there. There we go. Okay, so let me check my camera, make sure everything's good. Yeah, so you see how I created that piece. All right, so let's all go on to the next one. So there's that one. Let me bring it up to the camera. So there's that one. See how cool that looks? I love it just like that. That just looks so cool. You could put that in a junk journal. In fact, I gotta remember that idea to put in a junk journal. Okay. Next. Okay, we're gonna do that, and then, oh, this is what I had, like something like this. Perfect. Let's go like this, so we can see a little more of the cardboard. Okay, I like that. All right, so let's just come here. I mean, how cool would this be in a junk journal, and then let this be the base, and then put a frame on top of this, and put like a little picture in the frame, or a little saying in the frame. That's cool. It'd be so cool. Okay, that needs to not be even like that. This needs to be ripped. I don't know why I was cutting. Duh. Okay, so there we go. Hot glue. Okay, and then again, hot glue. Okay. And when you're at thrift stores or garage sales and you see stuff that you can use in your mixed media, pick it up. Sometimes you'll see for free right around your house, or packaging, or all kinds of cool stuff. Okay, let's glue that puppy down. Okay. Okay, and then we want to glue all of this down. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, get all of this glued down. Does that look good? Yeah, then we can glue this down to here. One more thing. Okay. I love these. These are fabulous, and we'll let this kind of, you know what, let's just put this around this stick and curl this up even a little bit more. Oh, darn it. Why isn't this not going around the stick? Okay. I'm trying to get this to go around this stick, but it's not working. Maybe it's too small. All right, let's try this pen. I just want it to curl up a little bit more. There we go. There we go. There we go. So So that curled up more like that. Okay, so now we have both of these pieces. Okay, and these are going to go now on the, okay, let's take these out of the way. Put this away, put this away. There we go. Since I've been working with it in that order, it'll be easier for everyone to kind of remember what I'm doing. Okay, let me make sure I'm in frame. Okay. So now let's take these pieces and put them, and if they hang off a little bit, that looks really cool too. So, and this piece we'll put kind of seeing this one more. I think I want to put this like here and to the side, and then I think I want to do that same thing to this one. And the reason is I'm going to build flowers, I think, in these corners here, and then I want to have something here. Okay, so, and that's the thing too, kind of think ahead a little bit. I mean, you want to be very organic about it, but at the same time you do have to be a little bit reasonable about it, because you need to kind of know where you want things to go, how you're going to build this. Okay. Okay, and that hot glue's on there just perfect. And then this over here. Okay. Okay. I should be using my thing instead of this, in case there's any hot glue anywhere. Okay, and this is all attached really, really well. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we have that. And now I want to build some more, let me make sure I'm in frame. I want to build more texture and layering here. So remember I told you I have this cardboard piece here. So, and I have this little piece over here, and just to kind of make it uneven, start pulling out some of your threads here so it doesn't look even. The more, you know, the more texture and even, the better. And we could build this like this. How cool is that? That looks cool. Okay, and let's put that, we can put that like right here. And that is in between, that looks good. That's in between my holes right there. Here's another piece that I had left over. And this is where you can be really, really organic and just start grabbing the different things that you have sitting right in front of you. Also, I'm going to take a piece of cheesecloth. Okay, so maybe we'll layer a piece of cheesecloth in here too. Yeah, that looks cool. They have this cheesecloth a lot of times at the grocery store, but if not, you can always get it at Walmart, and it's in the fabric section. At least at my Walmart it is. Let me get another piece of corrugated cardboard. I got these two right now for this, but I need a piece of corrugated cardboard. Just a second, guys. You can see there's some cardboard here at the bottom. You know, I don't have cardboard at the bottom, but... Alright, I might use this in something. Okay, let me just get another piece of cardboard going. Okay. So I'm just gonna, I need to cut some things in here. Just a second, guys. I'm just tearing my corrugated cardboard up. Okay, so we have this, and I just got done with this right here. In fact, I just want to make it look a little bit more uneven. This looks way too even. Just rip that a little bit more. And there we go. And rip this at the bottom here. All right, that looks better. See how this more ripped looks better? Okay. So, again, we could probably put like this here, this like this. Maybe put that like this. You can also use a piece of like a doily or pieces of lace. That always looks really fabulous too. And which might use some lace down in here and build up some things there. And I think I might bring that up on top of there. Yeah, that looks good. And I can't bring that any closer up here because I have my holes there. Okay, so let's glue these together. There's the cheesecloth. There we go. And that cheesecloth wants to take off. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to put that right there on top. So let's put that on top of here like that. And use my thing. Okay. Now I haven't glued the whole thing down yet, but we're going to glue it down right now since I have the whole thing right here. Okay, so let's glue that down. Okay, another glue stick. Okay, and then let's glue this down here. Lots of glue. Glue that, put some glue there for that cheesecloth. That stick in there. Okay. Oh, we got glue strings going everywhere. And then, one second, you guys. Oh, my glue stick just fell out somewhere. Oh! I just burnt myself with some hot glue. Ooh, that hurt. Hopefully I am going to be okay. Okay. Ooh, that hurt. Okay. So let's glue this down. Oh, I can glue that down there. Alright, so that's all glued down. Okay. Alright, and some of this is sticking up as far as that cheesecloth. Perfect, because it adds more texture. Alright, so now let's glue down. Let's glue down all of this together. This cheesecloth needs to glue down to this. Okay. And then I need to glue this down to the cheesecloth and the burlap. Okay. And like I always say, use your thing, Angela, not your hands. Because you never know where the hot glue is at, then all of a sudden your damn hand gets burned like I just did. Okay. And there we go here. And I like some of this cheesecloth going over that little V right there. That looks perfect. Okay. Okay. So we got a lot of good texture, like building up of texture going on here. Love it. Okay. Next. I think I have some lace in my thing here. Let me see if I have some lace. Even like a wedding applique would be really cool. I don't think I have a wedding applique here. Do I? Okay, I don't have a wedding applique, but I have this, more of this, and this. Okay. Okay. I got stuff going everywhere. Ouch. That little burn kind of really burned me. Okay, so let's take a little bit of lace right here. That'll look really cool. Now, with this lace, I think the best way to glue this lace on is going to be to glue that on with, well, I can glue it on. Never mind. I'll use hot glue. A lot of times I'll put this on in the, at the time that I am gluing the burlap down or the cheesecloth down. because it takes glue really well, the lace does, but we don't have time for that, so we're not doing that. We ain't got time for all that. I'm making a video. Yeah, gotta move when you're making a video. Okay. These are more textural pieces. Okay. So let's hot glue this down. And then when you take your gesso and or Kills, it glues things down also. So it'll go down over this lace in any area that we don't have glue and glue it down even more. So we'll be good. But like I said, this stuff glues down really well with Elmer's glue, lace does, or with Mod Podge, anything like that. But we're going to use hot glue because we need to hurry the hell up. Okay. Here we go. See how you can use anything? You can go in your craft room, you can go in your kitchen, and you can start collecting all these things to use in your salvaged art. That is the so fun part of this. You don't have to buy anything fancy. Have I used anything fancy? No. In fact, this lace has blue on it because I was spraying through it and used it as a stencil. Okay? So, nothing's fancy. You could take some lace off an old dress that you're about to throw away and add that in here. Okay. Okay. So, that's my husband yelling at me. We got to go skating. I'm just going to try to add a little bit more texture in here for... That's perfect right there. We'll cut this, just cut this in half like this. And add some more texture right in here. Or just right up in through here. Perfect. Or should we add it like right here? That's perfect right there. Glue all that there and there. Perfect. And then on this one, I kind of see some more texture right there. Ooh. There we go. So we've layered a lot of good texture in here. So we got a good base going for texture. The next thing that we're going to do, I'm going to let this, well, let this dry. It doesn't really need to dry, it's hot glue. We can add in some, these are pebbles I got from Pebble Beach in California, Pismo Beach. Love these. We're going to add these in. So you lay a bunch of hot glue and then you sprinkle these in. These are some shells that I got from Dollar Tree and some more white pebbles I got from Dollar Tree. Dirt cheap, you guys. And we're just going to lay those in just a couple little places. Okay? Not everywhere, because you want to have places where you can lay your pieces in. Like I'm going to lay some butterflies in here, some fairies and some angels. So you need some flat areas. But like right in through here and in through here and maybe in through here. Little small places you can add those pebbles or your little stones or your shells in there. So we'll be doing that next.